You know what? I'll try to use it. I definitely don't want this to be like a one playthrough thing. And actually, come to think of it, I've actually never played through this game, like the second playthrough of it. Wow. Alright, yeah, I definitely need to upgrade. No, no, oh gosh, I'm dead. Huh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Move, 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 move from behind the pillar. Well, through some type of sheer stupidity and luck, that is something dangerous about long, slow animations that I think deters a lot of people from playing with strength-based weapons. Is things like that will happen where you commit to making a animation, which, be warned, if you're playing with a strength-based weapon, you are going to commit to a lot of animations that are pretty dangerous for you. So make sure to time out your attacks correctly. In my opinion, you kind of have to be a smarter player if you're playing with strength, because there's a lot more faults to it, versus Dex is a lot more cautious and knowing when to dodge, when to roll. But there's so many advantages that, you know, if you can never be hit, you don't need to waste points into vitality. You can just pump them all into like dexterity, intelligence. As long as you don't get hit, and as long as you time out your rolls carefully, which is a different type of smart. Do you really want to come in here? What the heck? I have no idea where he went. Never seen that before. I didn't rest. Now I rested. Awesome. Alright, so quick errand since we're here. And I'm going to be upgrading that greatsword as much as I can, and I will try to be playing with that as long as I can as well.
Well,
and I'm not a big... Well, I like it, but there's things about it that I don't like, so... Yeah, we got that Baldur Swag sword pretty far up. 2 great swords. Alright, so we're actually going to upgrade that into a large club. And then we're going to actually start working on this instead. That's what I should be doing. And the bigger weapons actually cost 800 souls a piece to upgrade them. So with that being said, if you're playing with a big weapon like I am, be a little bit wary that there is a price to pay for it as well. Although, if you're talking about DPS, which is kind of a weird thing to say, you're talking about a damage per second. And although in a 5-second window a dex weapon can vastly improve or outweigh what a strength weapon can put out, you do have moments like that where a single backstab animation against one enemy will put out some massive damage in a 1-second window, giving you all the advantage that you need. Those guys have a chance to drop Titanite shards, so that's actually why I was killing them, not completely without any reason. But we're going to go back to Firelink Shrine, because there's somebody that we met who sells us things, and he is now relocated. Now, if you're thinking that it's perhaps the Knights of Berenice whom we just met, you are not correct. If you are thinking that, oh, I almost just jumped off the wrong way. If you are thinking that it possibly could be... Oh yeah, I never brought this up. This thing opens up at some point in the game, but I think it's stupid, so I'm avoiding it. And also, there's actually a piece of armor that I want to get, and if I go down there now, I can't ever get that piece of armor. I have to do something in a very specific order, and I might have just trapped myself back here. Nope, good, I can get out. I will show this off, because I think it's just... What is that? Like, seriously, like... What the heck is this thing? Look at this. This thing is atrocious. This thing makes no sense. Look, why doesn't it have lips? And why does it have, like, human-esque teeth? Like, I don't mind the tendrils. And then, look at the animation on this, like, snakish body, but then it's got a human-esque head. You can't deny that it's got the nose in the front, its eyes are not on the sides, which, this is just nitpicking at this point. But then the skull, specifically the neck, joins at the bottom of the skull, not at the top of the skull, or not at the back of the skull, like a normal snake should. Oh my gosh, that thing is just ugly. Dark Souls, please don't ever do that to me again. But, if I talk to that thing, I don't want to talk to that thing. Oh, God, I don't want to talk to that thing. There's something else I need to do, and then something else I need to talk to. And if I talk to that thing, I can't ever do it. And actually, the reason I just emphasized it so long is I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. Alright, so first off, one of our new vendors is Big Hat Logan. Now, I would recommend having 16 intelligence before coming and talking to Big Hat, and I did that earlier, so with that being taken care of...
There you are. I was expecting you. As promised, I will share my sorceries.
Now, he'll only say that if you have 16 intelligence, or at least that's what my sources have told me. By sources, I mean the internet. But he teaches you some new spells. Great Heavy Soul Arrow is amazing for damage, in terms of damage output, versus the other Soul Arrows. I forget what it is. I think Great Soul Arrow, you get, like, the most amount of, like, casts to it, and I think it's, like, fast damage, versus the Heavy Soul Arrow, I believe, is a slow, like, cast time. It takes you, like, 2 or 3 seconds to cast, but you get less charges. And then Great Heavy Soul Arrow is the combination of both of those, but it's a really heavy, slow casting spell that does massive amounts of damage. Here we also have Homing Soul Mass, where you generate these 5 orbs around you, and then they seek out the closest target and attack it. Soul Spear is like your Soul Arrow, except that it will go through targets, so that's why it has a 36 intelligence requirement, also costing you 40,000 souls. He does tell you some of the same things as his partner.
No results, eh? Well, the way of sorceries is a long, hard road. Take it slowly.
He does tell you a lot of the same sorceries as this guy here. So if you don't rescue this guy, Griggs of Vinheim, for XYZ reason, or if you can't figure out how to rescue him, when you rescue Big Hat, he will be one of your first sorcery teachers. Although, truth be told, I think he's actually like the third in the game that you can access. But he's not the vendor I was talking about. There's one last vendor. Well, there's a few last vendors that we haven't seen in a while. But there is a vendor that we have not seen in a very long time. And I generally actually don't pay much attention because unless I do some like massive grinding, I don't generally come down this way. And running through fire. Die if I don't play safer. Now, I'm going to be showing one of the easier ways to get to this treasure. I thought I had actually already gotten the treasure in this file, or maybe something happened. I just started a new file. I don't know. Played this game so much. I was actually just talking to 2 of my friends, one being Johnny Lee Wombat, who was on earlier, about how after watching certain people like Epic Name Bro and Vegeta 311 play this game, I no longer do things like in a particular order. I kind of just run around willy-nilly. But this is the easy way to get on the bridge. If you're looking an easy way to get onto the underside of this bridge, just walk very slowly. The other way you can do it is jumping across this gap, which can be very frightening for some players if they're not comfortable with their controls. But if we walk around here, there's a vendor that's relocated for anybody who does not recognize it. Maybe this will help you remember.
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
I love this guy. But if you talk to him, he won't give you any hints about the game.
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
But whenever you do purchase things from him, like the Master Key for one, this is where you would get the Master Key. You can only get it after you complete Sen's Fortress, because that's what triggers this man to relocate from the depths up to this particular spot. He also sells you, of course, the crystal set. He still sells you arrows and such, so we're actually going to buy an arrow so that he gives us some information. He does sell you his stuff, but now an additional thing that he does, which I think is amazing that this game does, is he sells you boss equipment set. So in this case, the Golem set can now be bought from this vendor. I'm actually probably not going to waste too much time doing it in this playthrough. Maybe in the second playthrough, I'll actually go for like 100% and getting every single thing that I can. Although some are events that I'm going to have to trigger properly, and some of them are going to probably be easier to do like an offline mode, just to stop from being invaded. But I am going to try to do as much as I can in the first playthrough. But, you know, spending 22,000 souls... somebody buffered a bonfire that I was at. But coming back here with 22,000 souls just to buy this equipment that I'm never going to wear, not worth it. But now that we've bought something from him, if you talk to him, he'll give you hints about the game.
Well, I'm certain we will make a good trade eventually. So I am willing to share some tips. The cursed ghosts of New Londo are formidable foes. To face them, you will require special arms, or a cursed body. The quickest way to be cursed? Try the bug-eyed lizards in the sewer. Desperate measures, to be sure. You are a fine trading partner. Rumor it may be, but I have heard of a surviving ancient dragon who resides in this land. A coterie of undead serves the dragon, as they train to become dragons themselves. Sounds unlikely, but you never know, do you? I'm afraid I don't see anything here. Thank you. That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. And we'll make another fine trade, of course.
Yes, we will. But that is actually going to be it for my recorded errands. If you guys like watching my grinding videos, which I would imagine would be boring, but I could just talk about things that are interesting to me, or anything maybe going on in my life. I don't know what you guys are actually really interested in seeing or hearing. I guess just let me know in the comment section below if you want to see grinding videos, or if you'd like rather me do it off screen, or maybe show a portion of what I'm doing. I do have video editing software, so the other thing is too, I think I could do a speed run type thing where I could up the time of the video you're watching. I generally don't watch those though, unless somebody's doing like commentary, like post commentary after that. I generally don't like watching those, and because I don't like watching those, I don't imagine you guys will, because you're watching me, which means that we have something in common. So with that being said, ta-ta for now, and I will see you next time in Dark Souls.